Alright, howdy guys. This is where we left off last. So let's go ahead, and the first thing I want you to make sure for this portion is to go up to the top where it says Edit, select Preferences. This is something we didn't go over, but if you wanted to change the interface, how anything looks, you'll come here. I want you to focus on the add-ons, and in this search little box here, I want you to start typing up Node Wrangler, and if it's not checked on like mine isn't, you're going to go ahead and enable that. Click on these three lines at the bottom and then hit Save Preferences. Cool. So we can close this now. All right, so we're going to jump over to the UV editing workspace. So it's all these tabs over here, UV editing. You'll get something that looks like this. If you have any of the reference images showing up right now, just make sure you hide them so they don't get in your way. All right, so we're going to select the can, oops, let me get out of edit mode. You're going to select the can object here. You're going to hit tab to go into edit mode. I'm going to hit 1 to go into front view really quick. And, ooh, I just noticed I accidentally deleted the side reference. It's okay. So this is basically what I'm looking at here. I'm just going to double click on it to open it. But we basically want to create a seam to let Blender know we only want the wrapping, right, to take place from here to here. So it would be from about this line right here up into this line over here. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in really quick, hover over to the bottom, and I'm going to hit Alt Option left click. Oops, I'm in face select. I'm going to go to edge select here. There we go. Alt Option to select this entire loop cut here. Yeah, that looks about it. Might even be able to do this one. So it's up to you between this one or this one. I'm gonna say it's this one. Then I'm gonna come up here. I kind of have to orbit a little bit to make sure I grab this one right here. So Alt Option left click. All right. So now I have, oh, I forgot to hold Shift, guys. I'm gonna go down here again. I'm gonna hold Shift, Alt Option, and click on that. All right, so now I should have this one up at the top selected and the one at the bottom selected. And all we're gonna do to add a seam is basically right click, and you're going to look for Mark Seam. All right, so now when I click out of it, you'll notice that there's two red lines popping up now. Okay, so now we are going to go over to our shading workspace here. It should look something like this now. And I do want to add that what we're about to do right now, you can also access it in the regular layout, right? You would just switch over to the materials preview. Remember, you have these options up at the top. This is wireframe, solid view, which is what we've been working on when we model. This is materials preview, meaning anything when we change the color, add the aluminum effect, all that stuff will show up here. And then the last one's your rendered view. It's going to show what the finished product is actually going to look like. It looks like this now because we have no lights, but yeah, I'm in layout. I clicked on this, right? You don't have to do any of this part. And then your materials are going to be in this little icon here, but I like clicking on these workspaces because it kind of sets everything up for you here. Okay, so with the can object selected, you're going to come down here and select new. this would pop up, and just to keep everything tidy, we're going to rename this right away to the Red Bull can, or whatever your drink name is. This is basically the wrapping. Okay, now 2 ways you can add an image texture. You can come to Shift A, look for texture, and then image texture. It'll add this little node right here. Another cool way that I just discovered is you can just drag and drop your wrap in here. So for this portion here, I'm going to go do it the other way. It's Shift A, and it's Shift A, texture, image texture, open. Okay, so this image that you were going to be importing should be that JPEG, that PNG design that you made for your own can design. I'm just using the Red Bull can as a sample here. Okay, now if you have questions on how to export just this wrap, I'll make a separate video for that. All right, guys, so with that selected, we're going to do Command T or Control T to add these two additional nodes that we'll work with in a bit. But from this main image texture, you're going to connect this color output into the base color of the main node here. And if you notice, when you connect them right off the bat, it is all jacked up. But we're going to go ahead and fix that. So jump back to the UV editing workspace. You should see something like this now. And I want to go ahead and switch over to material preview. That's this little circle right here. And we basically have to, we made the seams, we just have to make it fit into the seams. So let's go ahead and go into face select. You are going to select really any random face here. So I'm just going to click on this one right here. And if you notice, you'll see something selected over here. So let's go ahead and on this side, the viewport, you're going to right click and select UV unwrap faces and hover over this one here and select unwrap. Right? We're going to go ahead and go into X-ray mode for here. You want to make sure you still have that face selected. Don't change it. Hit 3 on your number pad to go into side view, and you're going to hold shift, and you're basically going to box select the rest of the faces that fit in the seam here. Might have missed one. I did. So holding shift down still, I'm box selecting this one. I'm going to go down to the bottom, see if I missed any. I did, so I'm going to hold shift down, select this row here. All right, it looks like everything that needs to be selected is selected. The X-ray mode just helps when we box select that it selects everything behind it too. Okay, so if you notice that we have some of the stuff so all of this is showing us where this image is being applied to in our 3D model. Now with all that selected in the UV editor, which is this one on the left hand side, I want you to right click. You're going to select something that says follow active quads, and we're almost there. Okay, so it is rotated the other way, making sure that all of these over here are selected. I'm going to hit A to select all. And we're going to do R to rotate this. Actually, I'm going to do R90. That's not it. What is that, 180? Okay, I'm going to do R180. There we go. Enter. Now I'm just going to move things around. So G, oops, GX, there we go. I'm having this weird thing pop up here. I'm going to undo really quick. So here, there we go. I didn't have to select all earlier. I just needed to do right click, I'm assuming. Let's see if that fixed it. So R180, enter GX. Okay. Now I'm just scaling these down or up. Right. So this was just a mixture of me scaling, G to grab, R to rotate, but it's looking good so far. Right, so just so the video doesn't go over too long, I'm gonna do a quick file save as here. This is gonna be can 05, and this is just the UV wrap. And I will see you all in the next video.